Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Rose Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an amazing deck based on one of the coolest synchro monsters ever created, Black Rose Dragon. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like getting your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of Red Rose Dragon, which is amazing that this card is finally back at 3. This card is amazing for the deck because if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can actually special summon a Rose Dragon monster from your hand or your deck, except another copy of this card. Then, if this card was sent to the graveyard for the synchro summon of a Black Rose Dragon or a plant synchro monster, you can also add a Frozen Rose or a Blooming of the Darkest Rose from your deck to your hand, which we're only ever adding a copy of Frozen Rose off this card's effect. This card is really good to instantly get another copy of one of your Rose Dragons on your side of the field, but it's such a powerful card and it's amazing that it's finally back at 3. We then play 3 copies of Rux Rose Dragon. Rux Rose Dragon is definitely a 3 out of the build and one of the most powerful cards in the entire deck, as if this card is normally special summon, you can add a card that specifically lists Black Rose Dragon in its text from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which you're usually searching out your copy of your Basil Rose directly from your deck to your hand off the effect of your Rux Rose, which is an amazing effect to instantly get your copy of Basil Rose. This card also has a really cool ability that when this card is in your graveyard, if a face-up Rose Dragon monster or a plant synchro monster you control is destroyed by a battle of an opponent's card effect, you can add this card to your hand, which is an amazing ability to instantly grab this card back. We then play 3 copies of White Rose Dragon. White Rose Dragon is really cool as a 3 out of the deck. This card has some really cool abilities that when this card is normal summon, you can special summon a Rose Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard to your side of the field, except another copy of this card, and you can only use each of these effects of this card once per turn. Then if you control a Dragon Tuner or a Plant Tuner monster, you can special summon this card in the hand, and if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, you can actually send a level 4 or higher plant monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is a great effect to get the exact card you need in the grave. We then play 3 copies of Rose Princess. Rose Princess is really cool as a 3 out in the build and such a powerful card, as if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from the hand, and if it's summoned this way, it's treated as a tuner. You can also discard this card to add a White Rose Cloister from your deck to your hand, which is amazing to instantly get to our field spell off this card's effect. We then play 3 copies of Ruddy Rose Witch. Ruddy Rose Witch is definitely a 3 out of the build and such a powerful card in the deck, because this card is built you can actually tribute this card and then add a Witch of the Black Rose from your deck to your hand. And if you do, you get to take a level 3 or lower plant monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. Then immediately as that results, you get to normal summon your Witch of the Black Rose from your hand, which is an awesome ability to be able to use to instantly go full combo with your copy of your Witch of the Black Rose plus this card. This card also has the ability you can banish this card in the graveyard, and then you actually return one of your Black Rose Dragons or your Ruddy Rose Dragon that's banished on your graveyard to your extract, which is great to help you recover your copies of your Black Rose Dragon. And the card you always want to be able to put on top of your deck using this card is your copy of your Rose Fairy, because Rose Fairy has the ability, if this card is added from your deck to your hand by a card effect, you get to special summon this card out to your side of the field, because you're going to be able to use your copy of your Witch of the Black Rose with your copy of your Rose Fairy. Because your copy of Witch of the Black Rose has the ability, when this card is normal summoned, while you control no cards, you can draw a card and reveal it, and if you did not draw a monster card, send it to the graveyard and destroy this card. So you want to be able to use your copy of Ruddy Rose Witch to put your copy of Rose Fairy on top of the deck, grab your copy of your Witch of the Black Rose, normal summon your copy of Witch of the Black Rose using Ruddy Rose Witch, and then you'll grab your copy of Rose Fairy, special summon it to your side of the field, and you're already set up to go in for a Black Rose Dragon using this combo, which is amazing. We also play a single copy of Rose Girl, because this card is just a really good combo piece in the deck to be able to go in for more synchro plays, and it's just an amazing card overall in the build, because this card is a level 3 plant tuner monster that we can use with our other level 4 monsters to go in for synchro plays. This card is really good in the deck overall, and just an amazing combo piece in the build. So, That's it for the Rose monsters. Let's get into the other tech monsters we're playing in this deck. So for the other monsters, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Lubellion. Lubellion is really good to be able to play in the deck with your other bestial monsters, because this card has a great ability that if this card's in your hand or your graveyard, you can actually tribute a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster to special summon out this card. And also send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add a bestial monster from your deck to your hand. And also, if this card is on your side of the field during the main phase, you can place a branded continuous spell or trap from your deck face up on your side of the field, which is an awesome ability to grab the exact card you need, like a copy of Branded Regained, onto your side of the field using this card's effect. We then play a single copy of Magnamut. Magnamut is definitely a one-of in the build because this card, just like all of your other level 6 bestial monsters, shares a common effect. You can actually target a light or dark monster in either player's graveyard and banish it. And if you do, special summon this card from your hand, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. Also, if this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect that during the end phase, you can actually add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is a great ability because you can search out a copy of one of your other bestial monsters or one of your rose dragons to go in for plays. We then play a single copy of Druid's Worm. Druid's Worm is really good in the deck as a one-of because it helps you spot remove cards off the field. One copy of Sawnir. Sawnir is great in the deck just to be able to play an additional name in the deck and just an amazing card overall. One copy of Baldrake because it also helps you spot remove cards off the field and it's just a really good card in the deck overall. We then play 3 copies of Revolution Synchron. Revolution Synchron is such a powerful card in the deck because this card plus any level 4 monster turns into a copy of Black Rose Dragon, which is insane. As this card has the ability, if you synchro summon a Power Tool monster or a level 7 or 8 dragon monster, this card in your hand can also be used as a material, meaning all you have to do is normal summon at a level 4 monster and have this card in your hand to go for a Black Rose Dragon, which is such a powerful effect. Also, if you control a level 7 or higher synchro monster while this card's in the graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard and we do special summon this card, but it becomes a level 1, which is a great effect to help you synchro climb into other boss monsters. We then also play 3 copies of Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is great in the deck as a 3-up, as this card has the ability that during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you take 700 points of damage, which is a great effect to instantly get this level 2 tuner out on your side of the field to be able to work with our bestial monsters, so we can go in for more synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Evil Sworn Mandragora. Mandragora is basically an extender for the deck, which is why I play 3 copies in the build, as if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is a great effect to instantly get this card out on your side of the field. Summon out a copy of your Red Rose Dragon and go in for a copy of your Black Rose Dragon, board wiping the field. We then play a single copy of World Carrot Weight Champion. World Carrot Weight Champion is a great card to play in the deck, as if this card is in your graveyard, you can send a plant type monster from your hand or face from field to the graveyard and accept a copy of this card, and then special summon this card back to your side of the field, making this card a really cool extender in the deck. We also play a single copy of Destrudo. Destrudo plus any level 4 in the deck, or any level 4 on your side of the field, basically turns into Black Rose Dragon, which is why I play this card in the build. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Frozen Rose. Frozen Rose is really cool as a one-of in the build, but you only need a single copy because it is searchable. This card's ability to send a face-up monster you control to the graveyard to apply the effect depending on the type of monster on the field. If it was a plant monster, during the end phase of this turn, you draw 2 cards and then discard a card, but if it wasn't a plant monster, you had a level 4 or lower plant monster from your deck to your hand, which is a pretty cool effect to be able to use, but I only feel like you need a single copy in the build. Then a single copy of Branded Regained. Branded Regained is really cool in the deck as a one-up to be able to use in the deck with our bestial monsters, and it's just a really powerful card overall to help us bring back our bestials to your side of the field and recover banished cards so we can draw cards. We then play 2 copies of Basil Rose. Basil Rose is amazing in the deck as a 2-of because this card lets us special summon a Rose Dragon monster from our hand or graveyard in defense position, and if this set card on the field is destroyed, you can actually target one of your Black Rose Dragons or a monster that listed in its text that's banished from the graveyard and special summon it back to your side of the field. We also play 2 copies of White Rose Cloister. White Rose Cloister is really cool in the deck as a 2-of. As this card is ability, if you control no monsters, you can special summon a Rose Dragon or a plant monster from your hand to your side of the field. Also, during your draw phase, before you draw, you can declare 1 type monster, spell, or trap, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's the declared type, apply the effect for the rest of the turn. Then level 7 or higher synchro monsters you control actually gain 1,000 attack points, which is a great effect because we play so many monsters in the deck. So with this card, you always call monsters because you have so many monsters in this build. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon is definitely a 2-of in the extra deck, and it's such a powerful card because when this card is synchro summoned, you can destroy all cards on the field, which is such a powerful effect. You can also, once per turn, banish a plant type monster from your graveyard to change 1 monster your opponent controls face of attack position monster and reduce its attack points to 0 until the end phase, which is a really cool effect. And my single copy of Black Rose Moonlight. Black Rose Moonlight is really cool to be able to deal with level 5 or higher monsters, and it's just a great card to be able to make. And my single copy of Ready Rose Dragon. Ready Rose Dragon is great to be able to play in the build as a 1-of. As if this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all cards from the graveyard. Then, if this card was synchro summoned using a Black Rose Dragon or a plant synchro monster as a material, you can destroy all their cards on the field. And when your opponent activates a card or effect that would destroy a card on the field, quick effect, you can trigger this card to negate the activation. Then you get to special summon a Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck or your graveyard, which is a really cool effect to be able to board wipe, banish everything from the graveyard, and also bring back a monster to your side of the field like a copy of Black Rose Dragon, which is really cool. But a single copy of Despatter. Despatter just is amazing in the deck to basically use this card as a walking negate, plus you can bring back one of your banished light or dark monsters to your side of the field, which is really nice. Play a single copy of Chaos Angel because it's so easy to step into in this deck. It's just a really powerful card overall because it spot removes cards off the field. Then play a single copy of the Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign. Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign works really well with your copy of Ready Rose Dragon because it'll banish everything, making this card absolutely huge. Because for each banished card, this card gains 100 attack and defense, and monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack and defense, which is so powerful to be able to use, especially with Ready Rose Dragon banishing everything from the graveyard. And also this card has the ability, if this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can actually banish a card from the grave instead, and if a card becomes banished, you can actually banish one each from a card from your opponent's field and graveyard, which is amazing. Play a single copy of Crystal Wing because it's so easy to step into in this deck using your copy of Revolution Synchron because it can bring itself back to your side of the field, which is amazing. As a level 1, so you can step into this card. We play a single copy of Draco Berserker just because this card can banish cards, which is really nice. 1 copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon is amazing in this build to be able to summon out to your side of the field and bring back your copy of Assault Synchron back to your side of the field, so you can basically step into another level 10 Synchro monster, which is so cool to be able to do. Then play a single copy of Stardust Dragon because it's so cool to be able to play Stardust Dragon alongside Black Rose Dragon. It's just amazing in this deck to be able to do, and so nostalgic. Plus you can tag out your copy of Excel Synchro into this card, which is really nice. And then a single copy of Moon Eating Dragon because this card is a level 7 Dragon Synchro monster, so it's very easy to step into in this deck. Plus it does burn damage, which is why I play this card in the build. You can play a single copy of F.A. Dawn Dragster. F.A. Dawn Dragster is really good because it's a spell trap negate, and it's just super easy to summon in this build. Play a single copy of Crossroads Dragon. Crossroads is really good in the build as a 1-up, but you only need a single copy. It has the ability that during the main phase, quick effect, you can trade this card and a plant monster to be able to special summon a Rose Synchro monster or a plant Synchro monster from your extract to your side of the field, and is treated as a Synchro summon, essentially stepping into your copy of your Black Rose Dragon. We then finally play a single copy of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is just really good in the deck overall because we play so many different dragons, and it's so easy to make this card, helping us summon out a dragon from the deck and also bouncing a card off the field. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is so fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Black Rose Dragon deck before or a Rose Dragon deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's so fun to be able to play, and it's amazing to be able to synchro summon into Black Rose Dragon over and over again, constantly board wiping the field and climbing into some really cool synchro monsters. So that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.